This is video number 85 for violin and viola players, and in this video we'll learn to play 140 bingo in your Essential Elements Book 1. So we open to page number 25. Now, if you look, first couple things about this song are a little bit tricky, okay? First of all, look at the time signature. We're in 2/4 time, and we have a pickup note, and we have a repeat sign, okay? I'm going to show on a viola book, but violins is the same thing. I can show on yours in a second here. So we only have 2 beats in a measure, right? Because 2/4 time means 2 beats in a measure. This is not counted as a measure right here. This is measure 1 right here, okay? Now look at the very last measure. It's just 1 beat. Why is that? Because beat 2 is up here. Now, if I were to count off and just say, okay, so it's 2 beats in a measure. Your quarter note is taking up 1 beat. So if I just count to 1 and you play on 2, you're going to have no idea if I'm going 1, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You have no idea. So when I count off, I'm actually going to say 1, 2, 1, and then this very first note is on beat number 2, okay? Now, when you come down here, this quarter rest is the beginning of a measure, that's on beat 1. Then you play beat 2 here when you do the pickup. So remember how on Tisca Tasket we didn't repeat the pickup note, but this time we do. Why is that? Well, if you look at a Tisca Tasket, that was the pickup note was not within the repeat sign. If there's only 1 repeat sign, you go back to the very beginning, even if it's a pickup note, okay? When you learned 116 had a pickup note, it didn't have a repeat, but if that one had a repeat sign just at the end, you would have gone back and played that pickup note again, okay? So pickup notes are repeated unless it has a repeat sign right there, and it doesn't. That's why this last measure here only has 1 beat. Now, that's not that tricky. We understand that now. We go all the way back to the beginning because there's none of the repeat sign. What I think is the trickiest about this is that it's in G major. And like, we've been playing in G major for a while when I learned the G string notes. Well, do you remember when you learned the G string notes, you only played on the G and the D string? That's because you didn't know how to play plain old C on the A string. But now you do. So now you're going to have to. Now, why is this tricky? Well, think about this. G major has 1 sharp, F sharp, right? G major has 1 sharp, F sharp. So that means I play high 2s. Only on the D string and the G string. But on the A string, if you played a high 2, what would you be doing? You'd be playing C sharp. No C sharps in G major. So your second finger is going to have to hop around. It's going to be a high 2 on the D. It's going to be a low 2 on the A. And yes, you're going to play both in this song. Okay? So first of all, find the first place that you play a second finger. And then figure out if it's a low 2 or a high 2. If it's on the A string, it's a low 2. Because on the A string, a high 2 would be a C sharp. We're in G major, we only have F sharps and everything else is natural. Find that. That's at the end of the first line. And the book is kind and puts an arrow down. That's to remind you, hey, low 2 here, okay? Do they need a natural sign for you to play a low 2? No, they don't. Because the only reason the natural sign exists is to get rid of a sharp sign that's in the key signature. There's not a sharp sign for the C's. The C's are natural. The C's are natural for this whole song, but all of the F's are sharp. So you have a low 2 at the end of the first line. Now find out when you first play a high 2. It's going to be on the D string. You're not going to play a high 2 on the A string because that'd be C sharp. We have no C sharps in G major. So second line, count 1, 2, 3, 4, measure 5. You see that F sharp there? It also, the book is kind and puts an arrow up. Don't rely on those. You need to rely on your knowledge of key signatures and what I'm explaining to you right now to know when to play high 2 on the D, when to play high 2 and when to play low 2. In this song, it's high 2 on the D, low 2 on the A. Okay? What would we do in the G string if we were to play there? You'd do a high 2. Right now, it's all you know anyways. Okay? All right, shadow bow from the beginning. Now, there's a lot of talk, but necessary before we get started with this. So again, I'm going to count 1, 2, 1. Then you play up bow. 2, okay? And 1, take, 2, shadow bow, 1, take. Now low 2, C natural, low 2 on the A, second line. Here it comes. high 2, 1, 2, 1, beginning. Measure 1. Now, we're going to work on, there's only one part that you probably messed up on, and it's probably measure 4 and 5 of the second line, okay? So let's do measure 5 of the second line. It's where you have the F sharp and the slur. Just play that. F sharp, D, E, F sharp, just that, with the slur though. Start down low there, echo me, and best to have just your F sharp down here, because the E's going to get in the way. F sharp to D, echo me. And go. F sharp, D, E, slowly again. Go. F sharp, D, E, now a little faster. Go. F sharp, D, E, again. Go. F sharp, D, E, F sharp. Now, that measure's not that tricky. If you struggle with that, you might want to pause. It's the measure before that really messes people up. Doesn't look like that hard either. 3 A's and a G, but again, because it's 3 A's and probably has something to do with it being 4th finger too, that messes people up. Do just measure 4. Just A, G. Play that now. 3 A's and 1 G. 1, A, and go. A, G again. And go. A, G. Now back up 1 measure. Do measure 3 and 4 the second line. Echo me. These G's are going to seem long. 1, echo me. 1, C, and go. G, G, A, G again. And go. G, G, A, G. Now I want you to try to go from that same all the way to the end. So second line, 3rd measure, all the way to the end of the song. No repeat right now. And with me, red, C, G's, go. Do it one more time, and then if you don't get it this time, I want you to pause the video and practice till you get it, and then join me to play from the beginning, okay? Again, second line, measure 3 to the end, and red, C, and go. Okay? So, if you got that, great. If you think you need to practice some other little spots, do so, but we're going to play from the beginning now. If you're ready, don't forget low 2 on the A, but high 2 on the D. I'm going to count 1, 2, 1. You're going to go up 1 beat 2, and it's a long note. You're going to try to play 8th note. Don't, okay? Make it long. Make sure you go 2, te for the first note. And then don't forget the repeat, okay? Beginning 1, te, 2, te, 1, te. Independent fingers there. Now here comes low 2 on the A, low 2 on the A. Get that C in tune. Second line. Elbow. Stretch the 4. Extra high. Don't forget, you're going to repeat. 1, te, beginning. Measure 1. That one, that's the first one time we've done G major playing on the A string, right? So you have the high 2 and the D, low 2 and the A. Remember, that's going to be kind of the theme for the rest of this, okay, for the rest of this page. So practice, so you can be ready for your next video.